Mad Maxine is at it again, and that's actually probably not an understatement. Yeah, guys, as you may have heard over the past few days, Maxine Waters has gone on a bit of a derangement syndrome episode, I would like to say. And yeah, the story just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So, Maxine Waters, the original start was Maxine Waters calls for public harassment crusade against Trump officials. Quote, God is on our side, she yells to the crowd. Now look, at the end of the day, obviously the interesting thing about this is that Trump is religious. He is a Christian. I would think God would take the side of Trump, if anybody. Not the person that seems to be coming from a party which is generally anti-Christian. And hasn't this party also been the same party that went through and said that Pence is deranged for believing that God talks to him? Just saying. But Maxine Waters wants more people to harass Trump administration officials in a public spaces. The Californian congressman went on a shouting rampage during a toy drive outside the Worcestershire Federal Building on Saturday. We do have that video. We will play that for you right now.
How dare you separate children from their parents? How dare you pull children out of the arms of their mothers? How dare you lie and say you couldn't do anything about it? You're the one who caused it, and you're the one that we're going to make to turn it back, because what you're doing now is lying, lying, lying. The American people have put up with this president long enough. What more do we need to see? What more lies do we need to hear? It is time for us to say, even though there are those who don't want us to say it, Mr. President, you need to be impeached. He has done more than is needed to be impeached. But putting this on top of all that he has done, his alignment with Russia and Putin, his love of the dictators of the world, how he has not said one word about the fact that they've tapped into our DNC, underlined our democratic process. He's not said one thing about it, but he can wrap his arms around another dictator, Kim Jong-un, and tell us we ought to swallow it. We're through with you, Mr. President. We're not going to swallow it. We're not going to swallow it. You have disrespected all of us. You have violated all of us. And now you have sacrificed our children for your aims and your goals just because you want to build a wall. Mr. President, there will be no wall built on the back of these children. You lied and you said you were going to make Mexico pay for it. They're not going to pay for it. We're not going to pay for it. You're going to find these children. You're going to reconnect them with their families, and we're going to get you out of office. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for coming out here, because history is not going to be kind to this administration. But we want history to record that we stood up, that we pushed back, that we fought, that we did not consider ourselves victims of this president. History will record that while he tried to step on all of us, we kicked him in his rear and we stepped on him. And so the president who lies all the time, who will change on the drop of a dime, the president is watching what is going on, and the only reason he came up with this fake initiative of his is to try and say to the people that he's seen come out in huge numbers, okay, I'm sorry, I'm scared, I'm gonna back it up, but he didn't back it up enough. He didn't back it up enough, because that initiative that he's put out does not define how they're going to connect these children with their parents. They don't know where our children are. They don't have numbers or identifications where they can connect parents, and some parents have been deported and their children are still here somewhere. That's unconscionable. And between this president and that racist Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, and John Kelly, they all said that they were going to do this. They said publicly that they were going to separate these children from their parents in an issue that they've tried to use to get that wall built so they can intimidate all of us. But again, the message has to be, Mr. President, we're not afraid of you. We're not afraid of Jeff Sessions. We're not afraid of John Kelly. We're not afraid of your administration. And while you think you have gotten away with everything that you have done, we are going to show you that you haven't gotten away with anything. We want the children back. We want them connected to their parents. We want it done now. We're going to insist on it. If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet. Already, you have members of your cabinet that are being booed out of restaurants, who have protesters taking up at their house, who's saying no peace, no sleep. No peace, no sleep. And guess what? We're going to win this battle, because while you try and quote the Bible, Jeff Sessions and others, you really don't know the Bible. God is on our side. On the side of the children. On the side of what's right. On the side of what's honorable. On the side of understanding that if we can't protect the children, we can't protect anybody. And so, let's stay the course. Let's make sure we show up wherever we have to show up. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere. We've got to get the children connected to their parents. The children are suffering. We don't know if the shock that they're going through can ever be overcome. We don't know what damage is being done to these children. All that we know is they're in cages, they're in prisons, they're in jails. I don't care what they call it. That's where they are. And Mr. President, we will see you every day, every hour of the day, everywhere that we are, to let you know you cannot get away with this. Thank you so very much.
After claiming Trump is sacrificing our children, interesting, but let's keep going, referring to the illegal immigration kids separated from their parents near the border, Waters again called for the president's impeachment, triggering a loud applause from the baying mob. Now, obviously, at the end of the day, Trump is not the only person that did this. Where was the outcry? When Bill Clinton was doing it. Oh, wait. There was none. Not as much anyway. It's interesting, isn't it? But let's keep going. Quote, history will record, while he tried to step on all of us, we kicked him in his rear and stepped on him, she yelled, whipping up the crowd. Quote, if you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet, she warned. Okay, so look, at the end of the day, that in itself was, I don't know if it was illegal. There have been people that have made the case where she is actually inciting action. I don't know if you can go that far. I would like to talk to a lawyer to find out. Maybe YouTuber law might be able to tell us. I don't know. But that would definitely be an interesting case. Now, obviously, apart from that, Donald Trump has came out swinging, says that Donald Trump, low IQ, and Maxine Waters urging violence against my supporters. President Donald Trump chastises Rep. Maxine Waters for urging a public campaign against his supporters and members of his staff. Quote, she has called for harm to my supporters, for which there are many, of the Make America Great movement, Trump wrote about Maxine Waters on Twitter, mocking her extraordinary low IQ. So, look, obviously unpacking that. yeah, she didn't actually call for the harassment of his supporters per se, but one would make the argument that his cabinet are his supporters. So look, it's probably a poor choice of words for Trump to use supporter. But at the end of the day, I do think what she has said is incredibly reckless, and we'll get to that at the end. Waters said that anyone in Trump's administration should be confronted in public with a crowd in opposition. Quote, you get out, you create a crowd, you push back on them, you tell them they're not welcome anymore anywhere, Waters said at an event on Saturday. Trump said that Waters and the House Majority Leader Nancy Pelosi had become the face of the Democratic Party. That in itself is really kind of scary, but we'll keep going. Quote, be careful what you wish for, Max, Trump wrote. Trump responded to Waters on Twitter after Pelosi corrected a veteran California representative. Quote, Trump responded to Waters on Twitter after Pelosi corrected the veteran California representative. Quote, as we go forward, we must conduct elections in a way that achieves unity from sea to shining sea, she wrote, linking a story about Walter's comments. Pelosi blames Trump's daily lack of civility for provoking unacceptable responses from the leftist Democrats. We'll get to that in a sec. Quote, in the crucial months ahead, we must strive to make America beautiful again, she added. Okay, so look, at the end of the day, blaming Trump for what Maxine Waters has said, sorry, that's a load of crap. It really, really is. She got up there, she spoke those words, it sounded like it was rehearsed, it sounded like she knew what she was going to say, she had like cue cards and everything in her hands. So at the end of the day, I believe that she actually believes this stuff, that people should resist the Trump movement by causing scenes, by maybe making people unwelcome and whatnot. At the end of the day, I will get to all this at the end, don't worry. Now, James Wood issues warning to conservatives after Maxine Waters' rant. So, actor James Wood urged his Republican followers to get armed and be... Actor James Wood urged his Republican followers to A, get armed, and B, vote, because your literal life depends on it, an early Monday tweet. The tweet comes in response to Congresswoman Maxine Waters' speech at a rally on Saturday, which calls for liberals to get out and create a crowd. If they see anyone from the Republican cabinet... Now, in her speech, Maxine Waters repeatedly denounces President Trump, claiming the president has lied and deserves to be impeached. This is the funny thing. When people talk about Trump lying, they're talking about him making hyperbolic statements. So, for example, my crowds were big. The biggest crowds, the crowd's biggest ever. You know, like, then they'll focus on him saying the crowd's the biggest ever. And then they'll turn around and say, well, no, hang on, this crowd back in whatever. It's all nitpicking, them being very technical with everything that he says. Yeah, look, the president could do better when it comes to speeches. He could be a lot more boring, I suppose, if for lack of a better word. But I'm sorry, we didn't vote for him because of that. I didn't, because obviously I'm not in America. I would have, but I'm not. But, yeah. People didn't vote for Trump because of his hyperbolic statements. People didn't not vote for Trump because of his hyperbolic statements. So they're just that. They're just statements. They're not supposed to be taken as factual. They are throwaway statements like, I have the best wedding cake. No one actually thinks you have the best wedding cake. You're just saying it as a throwaway line. And if you're going through and actually nitpicking to that sort of nth degree, I'm more worried when Barack Obama gets up on stage and says things like, you can keep your doctor, and then later you don't get to keep your doctor. That to me is a bigger lie than someone doing a hyperbolic statement where he's just making a statement. But anyway, in the comment which Woods is specifically referring to, Waters tells liberals to push back and tell Trump supporters they're not welcome. Now, in that, I don't think they're actually talking about Trump supporters. I'll have to rewatch the clip. She's talking about Trump cabinet. But, like I said before, you could make the statement that his cabinet are people that support his Make America Great movement. So, yeah. If you see anybody from the cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out, you create a crowd, she told the crowd, and you push back on them, telling them they're not welcome anymore anywhere. Twitter seems to be a favourite platform for the conservative actor as he frequently responds to top headlines or tweets from liberals. And I think I'm actually following him on Twitter. But anyway, look, him and I don't agree on everything. But yeah, he does do some pretty good tweets too. Okay. So look, at the end of the day, what's the takeaway from all of this? Obviously, what Maxine Waters is preaching is very, very dangerous. And we actually did a episode, I'll put a link in the description below, where I was actually on my friend's Discord. We're having a debate about people, the left and the right, and this people causing a divide, the establishment causing a divide so that they could get this war going on, the civil war. Stuff like this is fueling it, and it predominantly seems to be coming from the left. Especially when you get like establishment like this person, for example. So at the end of the day, yeah, I believe that she is deliberately trying to fuel a civil war. The problem is that the Republicans, they're the ones with guns. What do you think is going to happen when a bunch of protesters turn up to someone's house and someone who's stupid enough in the protest group tries to break into the house or to attack that person? They are going to get shot. And then it's going to be on. It really is going to kick off. And that is all it's going to take. It's going to take someone getting shot because they were protesting someone, or they were trying to break into their house to harass them. Like we've had people from the Democrats going through claiming that you should turn up to these administration's children's schools and harass their children. We've had people on the Democratic Party going through and actually talk about kidnapping the president's son and putting him in a cage with a pedophile. That this is the sort of derangement syndrome, and this is how you lose to 2018. This is how the Democratic Party will lose the midterms. And it's completely insane. It is completely reckless, and it is completely stupid for anybody, especially one of the leaders of the Democratic Party, to get up and to claim this crap. Because all it's going to happen is your supporters are going to get shot. Someone is going to get shot. It is going to kick off. And a whole bunch of armed Republicans are going to win. Bullets beat bats. And now we understand why they also want to get rid of firearms. Because a lot of them don't like using them. And a lot of the Republicans have them for self-defense. And that is what it's going to be used for. Self-defense. And I'm not encouraging that. Please, Twitter, YouTube, whatever, don't take it that way. I don't want this to happen. But it will happen. This is what is going to happen. It really is. And this is just completely insane. Even going through and suggesting this. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you believe that Maxine Waters was extremely reckless in suggesting this? Do you believe that Maxine Waters was right to say what she did? Do you think this is going to start the civil war between the left and the right? Who do you think would win? You reckon the Republicans are going to win this if it does kick off, or do you think the Democrats will? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If this video has been helpful, please smack a like. If you're new, channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great day and enjoy.